You've probably faced difficulties in life, haven't you? Those moments when everything seems to fall apart and you feel lost in a world full of challenges. But today, I'm going to share with you a story about a man who overcame every hardship with a strong hope and absolute trust in God. A man who was not only a father and a husband but also a model of resilience, optimism, and hope, Saint Joseph. Join me as we explore the journey of Saint Joseph and the valuable lessons he taught us about hope, patience, and how to overcome life's difficulties. Can you find peace in your own challenges? Stay with me, and together, we'll discover that right now. Saint Joseph, the optimistic and hopeful pilgrim. On March 19th, we solemnly celebrate Saint Joseph, the husband of Mary, as part of the Jubilee year with the theme Pilgrims of Hope. This is an opportunity for us to reflect on Saint Joseph, a pilgrim of optimism and hope, a model for all who walk with the Lord in hope amidst the many trials of life. 1. Saint Joseph, the pilgrim of optimism and hope. One of the remarkable aspects of Saint Joseph's life is his role as a pilgrim. Every year, Saint Joseph would journey with Mary and Jesus to Jerusalem to participate in the Passover festival. This journey was not just a simple trip, but a symbol of the unending hope that filled his life. Saint Joseph, as a true pilgrim, always turned to God with complete trust and surrender. Saint Joseph's life was one of an unceasing journey, a pilgrimage of hope and a continuous search for the will of God. Every step he took was not just a physical journey but a spiritual one, walking with Christ, the true source of hope. Saint Joseph's pilgrimage is a powerful witness for all those who believe that, despite the challenges of life, only our hope in God will help us overcome all difficulties. 2. Spiritual journeys. Each of Saint Joseph's journeys had a deep and profound meaning. The pilgrimage from Nazareth to Jerusalem was long and arduous, but it was also an important religious duty. Along the way, Saint Joseph not only carried the responsibility of his family but also the hope for a brighter future, trusting in God's plan for salvation. We can imagine Saint Joseph carrying Jesus in his arms, guiding Mary beside him, as they journeyed through rough and dangerous roads to the temple. Throughout this journey, Saint Joseph was not just a father protecting his family but also a pilgrim, living with the hope and trust in God. His journey was not only a physical pilgrimage but a spiritual one, a life constantly seeking the will of God. 3. The pilgrim of optimism. Saint Joseph was not just a pilgrim, but also a model of great optimism. The difficulties and challenges he faced did not discourage him, rather, they strengthened his hope. When he received the message from the angel, Saint Joseph decided to take Mary as his wife, even though he was uncertain of the circumstances. When Mary was about to give birth, Saint Joseph did not hesitate to take his family to Bethlehem, despite the long journey and harsh conditions. He remained optimistic when he fled to Egypt to protect Jesus from King Herod. Despite these challenges, Saint Joseph always kept his hope in God. He was not fearful about the future or troubled by uncertainties. Instead, Saint Joseph trusted that God would always be with him, and all he needed to do was follow God's guidance. This is an important lesson for us as we face challenges and difficulties in our lives. Saint Joseph teaches us that, no matter the situation, we can live optimistically if we place our hope in God. 4. Christian hope. Hope in Christianity is not just a dream or fantasy. It is a firm hope, a trust in God's providence, even in times of difficulty and trial. Saint Joseph is the ideal model of this kind of hope. His life is a testimony to living in hope, trusting in God and always following His will. Even in times of uncertainty or danger, the hope Saint Joseph had was not a passive waiting but an active journey. He did not stand still but continuously sought the will of God, walking in faith despite the hardships he faced. Saint Joseph's life teaches us that hope is not just an abstract feeling but an active commitment to trust in God's providence and walk forward in faith. 5. The inner pilgrimage. Saint Joseph's life was not only about physical journeys but also about a deep inner pilgrimage. He always lived in silence, seeking peace in God. Every decision Saint Joseph made was after he prayed and sought God's will. It was through his obedience and his quest for God's will that he was able to overcome the challenges in his life. This is especially important for us today, as we live in a fast-paced world full of challenges. We often get caught up in worries about the future, but Saint Joseph's example reminds us that we must take time to pray and seek peace in God. This inner pilgrimage will help us realize that hope does not just come from external things but from a deep connection with God within our hearts. 6. Hope in the modern world. Today, we live in a world full of change and trials. Life often leaves us feeling weary and hopeless. But the story of Saint Joseph reminds us that no matter how difficult life may be, hope in God will always support us. What Saint Joseph was able to do in the challenges he faced is a shining example for us to learn from. When we face illness, loss, or the challenges of life, we can find hope in our faith in God. Saint Joseph is a model for all who wish to live in hope, even when there are no guarantees about the future. His life was not one of an easy existence, but one of trust in God, walking forward in hope. 7. Saint Joseph and valuable life lessons for modern life. In today's fast-paced and challenging world, we can learn a lot from the journey of Saint Joseph. Although he lived in a different era, the values he embodied are still relevant and applicable to us today. Below are some practical lessons we can apply from Saint Joseph's life. 1. Seeking God's will every day. Saint Joseph's life was always centered around seeking the will of God. Whether facing great challenges like traveling to distant lands or protecting his family from danger, Saint Joseph always placed his trust in God's guidance. Practical application. In modern life, we too can learn how to seek God's guidance every day, especially when facing important decisions. One way to do this is through prayer, meditation, and taking time to listen to God's direction. When we find peace in our hearts, we can make decisions with greater clarity and confidence. Advice: spend a few minutes each day in prayer, seeking God's guidance. Doing so will help you feel more at ease and confident in your decisions, whether related to work, family, or relationships. 2. Hope in the face of life's difficulties. Life is not always easy, and we all face difficult moments. Saint Joseph taught us that hope is not just a feeling but a strong decision to keep moving forward, even when the outcome is uncertain. Practical application. In today's world, you may be facing issues like job loss, illness, or relationship difficulties. However, just like Saint Joseph, we need to be patient and optimistic. Christian hope is not about waiting passively but about taking action. We must continue to move forward with the belief that God is always with us. Advice: when facing difficulties, remember that challenges are not the end. They can be opportunities for growth. Focus on the good things around you and concentrate on hope instead of just focusing on the problems. 3. Decisiveness in the face of challenges. Saint Joseph never hesitated when it came to making decisions, whether it was choosing to flee to Egypt or bringing his family back to Nazareth after King Herod's death. He always obeyed God's commands and did not fear the unknown. Practical application. In modern life, we sometimes face situations where there is no certainty. It could be an important career decision, a choice related to family, or a major life change. To handle such moments, we need to trust ourselves and God, and act decisively with that trust. Advice: when faced with tough choices, take time to pray, reflect, and seek comfort in your faith. Remember, your decisions might not be easy, but they will bring peace and hope if you trust in God. 4. Patience and waiting. One of the prominent characteristics of Saint Joseph's life is his patience. He had to wait in uncertain situations, such as waiting for God's message to return to Israel after King Herod passed away. His spirit of patience is a shining example for us, reminding us that everything has its own time. Practical application. In today's world, we may feel pressured to act immediately, especially in the fast-paced environment of technology and information. However, sometimes patience and waiting are necessary, as not everything can be resolved right away. Remember that God has a plan for each step we take, and time will provide answers. Advice: when feeling confused or unsure, learn to be patient and wait for God's guidance. This doesn't mean you should stop acting, but rather that your actions should come with peace and trust that everything will happen at the right time. 5. Family as a source of hope. Saint Joseph was not just a steadfast pilgrim but also a model father and husband. He always protected and cared for his family, especially when they had to flee from the dangers posed by King Herod. The image of Saint Joseph as a father shielding his family is a valuable lesson about the love, care, and hope that family brings. Practical application. In today's society, family remains a fundamental pillar of support. Even if you are facing personal difficulties, family is where you can find support and love. Remember that family love is a strong source of hope that helps us overcome life's challenges. Advice: spend quality time with your family, share your feelings, and support each other. Every day, nurture love and care within the family to create a positive environment where each member can find hope and comfort. Conclusion: Saint Joseph's life is a journey of hope, trust, and determination. While modern life presents many challenges and difficulties, we can learn from Saint Joseph to live with unwavering hope. Let the trust in God guide us in every step of life. In difficult times, always remember that God will never abandon us, and hope in Him will help us overcome every challenge.